Former Prime Minister Tony Abbott says voters are more disillusioned than ever with politicians playing politics rather than talking policy. He's again given Malcolm Turnbull advice in the form of a 5-point plan that he says will help keep the coalition in office.
Tony Abbott writes a prescription.
How are you, Ray? Champion.
For a system he reckons is crook.
People aren't happy. They're more disillusioned than ever with the political class.
People have just had enough of it.
Because they look after themselves, they don't look after the poor people like me.
I think because they don't deliver what they promise.
Labor says the ex-PM is attacking the Turnbull government from within.
Every Australian can see what's going on here. Dysfunction, chaos.
Mr Abbott says it's the readout from his annual charity Polypedal, the word from the pubs and cafes along the way.
Take the pulse of Australia.
Now he's distilled this bike route wisdom into a 5-point plan. Reduce the power of the Senate to block government bills, stop subsidising wind power, stop funding bodies like the Human Rights Commission.
We've got to do something about political correctness.
Protect employees' rights and future jobs, and do not apologise for our country. How galling for Cabinet. The man they dumped as Prime Minister is still talking 19 months on. Worse, he's telling them how to run the country. Worse still, he's now locked in to do it once a fortnight.
I certainly intend to continue.
Tony Abbott has taken a regular radio interview spot from Scott Morrison after the Treasurer had a fallout with high-rating host Ray Hadley. That was then. This is now.
I find Tony Abbott a people's person, and I'm more than happy to, hopefully one day he's given another opportunity to run this country.
Tim Lester, 7 News.
Former Prime Minister Tony Abbott has come out swinging on 3 fronts, unleashing on the government in a newspaper column, on radio and on camera. He's offered his successor, Malcolm Turnbull, a 5-point plan to win back disillusioned voters, but says sacking a Prime Minister again is not the answer. Charles Croucher has more.
Tony Abbott back in Lycra after putting himself back in the headlines. The local Garbo's hard at work. The local member doing some trashing of his own.
This will all be about what's best for our country.
The former Prime Minister on a media blitz, penning an opinion piece and taking over Scott Morrison's regular spot on Sydney radio.
How are you, Ray? Champion. I'm in great form. I'm in great form. Happy Easter.
His solution for the government's woes, a 5-point popularity plan. Ending subsidies for renewable energy, defunding the Human Rights Commission, reforming the Senate, promoting youth employment and celebrating rather than apologising for Australia.
People aren't happy. They're more disillusioned than ever with the political class.
Tony Abbott can't have it both ways. It's very clear that Tony Abbott is undermining Malcolm Turnbull.
But from the man who promised no undermining, no wrecking and no sniping, a push for no change at the top.
What we need is good government. And generally speaking, you don't get good government by having a revolving door prime ministership.
Of course, none of this helps Malcolm Turnbull as he and Scott Morrison attempt to finalise their budget amidst all the noise.
We are a great country,
no doubt,
and a great people. We just need a government that is as good as we are.
Charles Croucher, 9 News.